Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you the most anticipated video yet, what I'm bringing for my gear. I'm just going to preface this video by saying that I'm not an ultralight hiker. My base weight right now is 17 pounds, which is definitely not ultralight, like I said. I am not super concerned about that necessarily. Most of the times when I go backpacking, my pack weight is over 30 pounds, so with food and water adding about 12 pounds, probably it'll be about 29 to 30 pounds. And I might shed gear as I go, just depending on the conditions and how I feel when I get down there with all my gear, so we'll see. And I also wanted to add, the gear I'll be showing you is what works best for me, and it might not work for you. I know in the outdoor community there's a lot of comparison between what tent you're bringing, what backpack you're bringing, what clothes you're bringing, and so just be respectful of that. Don't hate on me for my gear choices. I like them, and I'll tell you why. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so first off, sorry about the lighting. I'm shooting this at nighttime here in Seattle, so it's kind of dark, but I think you can still see, and I wanted to make this video. So let's first start with the big three: my sleeping bag, my tent, and my backpack. So for my sleeping bag, I have the Women's Nemo Jam, and this is what it looks like in the stuff sack. So I have a lot of conflicting thoughts about this bag. On one hand, it's a super nice bag. It has a spoon shape, and so it lets you sleep on your side and move around more on your sleep. It's also rated to 15 degrees, so it's super warm, and it has ventilation zippers, so if you get too hot, you can release heat without letting a draft in. Super comfortable, but it is a really large bag. I have it in a Sea to Summit compression sack right now, and this is the smallest that it compresses down to. So it takes up about 1/8 of the room in my backpack, but I've decided to bring it because sleep is really valuable to me, and I can't sleep if I'm too cold, so I want to be cozy. Yeah, so it's super spacious and warm and snuggly, and I love it. For my bag, I have the Hyperlight Mountain Gear Windrider 3400, and this bag is great. I actually just recently got it. I kind of had a snafu. Someone told me that they would design me a custom backpack, and that didn't end up happening, and so I waited sort of last minute to buy a bag because I was optimistic that he would still send me one in time, but I never heard back from him, and so I bought this bag. But I have been eyeing the Hyperlight Mountain Gear bags for a long time, and I've only taken it on a couple urban hikes around Seattle. Yesterday I went on about a 6-mile one, but loaded all my gear into my backpack, and it felt great. Before this I had the Osprey Aura, which I really like because of the suspension system. It lets cool air flow onto your back, and this one, your back definitely gets sweaty because it presses right up against it. But that being said, the Osprey weighs about 5 pounds, and this is much, much lighter. So I love that you can put things in this external pocket, and it is mesh, so air can dry out your clothes if you get anything wet. It's also really easy to find things because you can see through the mesh. So yeah, it's just basically a giant dry bag. It's completely waterproof. It rolls up pretty high. It's a 55-liter capacity, and the internal pocket is just one giant bag basically. And so I'll be bringing dry bags just so I can sort out my gear a little bit more and find it so that I have some organization within this giant bag. So for my tent, I have the Big Agnes Ultralight 2-person Fly Creek. This is what it looks like. These are the poles and the stakes inside of this bag, and this has the ground tarp, the tent, and the rain fly in it. Had this tent for about 2 years now and have taken it backpacking when I go on solo trips alone in the summer. It definitely fits one person spaciously, and it can fit 2 people very cozily. Is that a word? I don't know, but we're gonna go with it. But you get the point. Yeah, so it's nice. You can kind of lay out your stuff inside of the tent. It's super easy to set up, and it's super light, so I am utterly in love with this tent and have nothing bad to say about it. Next, going on to my sleeping pad, I have the standard Thermarest Neo Air. It's the short length because I'm a pretty short human. It's super comfortable, super spacious. The only things I don't like about it is that I hate blowing it up. Like, it's the worst part of any day backpacking because I feel like I'm about to pass out because I don't have the patience to slowly blow. I just try to blow it up as quickly as possible. It also sounds like a crinkly potato bag when you move around in your sleep, which could be annoying if you're sleeping around a bunch of other people. But for comfort, definitely recommend. All right, so next I'm gonna talk about what I'll be wearing on the trail. So first I have my shorts. These are the Oiselle Obsession running shorts. They're just basic black shorts, but I like them. They have an inside liner that can act as a pair of underwear, super handy. And then they also have a little pocket in the back that you can fit some money in or your ID, whatever you need, so you can have that when you go into towns to put some stuff in. And I also just really like the brand Oiselle. A girl I went to high school with's mom is the founder of the company, so it's nice to support people that I know. Next, I have a pair of Ex Officio underwear. Love their underwear, super good. That's about all I have to say. And then for socks, I'm going to be bringing a pair of the Injinjis, which are toe socks. I honestly don't know how I feel about toe socks yet, but I do have a tendency to get blisters in between my toes, and these are supposed to prevent against that. So I'm gonna try them out, and if they don't work for me, I can just get another pair of Darn Toughs, which is the second pair of socks I'll be bringing in the town. And I know I love these. They're the quarter length, which is the perfect length for me. For my shoes, I have the Ultra Lone Peaks, which I love, love, love. I wore them backpacking in Thailand when my pack was heavy, like over 30 pounds, sometimes closer to 40 pounds. And they worked out great even with that extra weight. They're super grippy and I love them. I have 4 pairs of them right now so that I can send myself them along the trail. Some are bigger sizes so that when my feet swell, they can have more room. And the biggest thing that I love about these shoes is they have a wider toe box. And so a lot of hiking boots have a very narrow toe box, and so I think that's also why I have a tendency to get blisters. And so it's nice that your toes can spread out a little bit so that they don't have to constantly be cuddling with each other. This is kind of a luxury item, but I am bringing camp shoes. These are the Bedrock Cairn sandals. They have a Vibram sole, so they're super grippy, so they're great to wear for river crossings, and some people backpack in these. I probably won't, just because I like to have a little bit of the ankle support more, but it'll be nice for my feet to air out when I'm in camp. I have the classic Dirty Girl gaiters. I don't really think they need much explaining. They're great, but basically what they do is they just keep out debris and rocks and some of the sand from getting into your shoes and making your feet extra grimy. And then I was really debating about this, but I've decided to just start with my micro spikes, and these are the Catula micro spikes. Southern California has been getting hit with a pretty big storm recently, which is good and bad. Good because there's more water on the trail right now. Bad because there's more snow, and so you're gonna hit snow earlier, and so I figured if I'm gonna hit snow in the first couple 100 miles, I might as well just start out with them to begin with. And also bad because I don't know how the Sierra conditions will be this year, but I'm trying not to think too much about it, and I'll just figure that out when I get to Grumpy Bear, Kennedy Meadows, or a little bit before that. For my shirts, I'm going to be wearing the Royal Robbins UV 50 plus Expedition 3/4 length sleeve. It's just it's a pretty funky short shirt. It covers your shoulders and goes down to about my elbows, so I like it. And it has these type of buttons, so they're really easy to unfasten, so if you get too hot you can just unbutton your shirt and let yourself air out a little bit, which will be nice. Next, I have a Patagonia Barely bra, just a classic sports bra, super lightweight, super comfy. I have a Columbia sun hat to keep some of the sun off of my face. You can adjust it so that it comes in closer, flip the berm up, whatever you want. But this would be good for the desert, to protect my skin a little bit. I decided not to bring a hat, but instead of that, I'm bringing two buffs. They're both merino wool. Buffs are such a great item to have. It's probably my favorite item out of all my gear because you can wear them around your neck, you can wear them as an ear cover, you can put it over your head, you could even wear it as a shirt if you wanted to, like they do on Survivor. But they're great tools. You can use them for cleaning things as well. I'm also bringing a bandana though, just so I can strain water sources so that debris doesn't get in my water bottles. And it'll be good to clean my feet with. All right, so moving on to my warmer layers. I have the Patagonia R1. I love, love, love this jacket. It keeps you so warm. It's definitely not the lightest thing out there, but like I said, I get cold, so it's a great, great piece of gear. And then for bottoms, I have the Patagonia Capilene and base layer pants, so I can wear those if my legs get too cold. But I also am going to bring the Outdoor Research Stretch Ozonic rain pants, and I also have their rain jacket, same one, the Stretch Ozonic. So if I get extra cold, I can put my rain gear on and that'll protect me a little more from the wind and keep my heat inside more. I have the Eddie Bauer First Ascent Puffy. I actually got this coat from the Instagram Miss Haldal. She's a really sweet lady. She lives in Seattle, and I went to one of her clothing sales a couple years ago, bought this coat, and have been wearing it on all of my backpacking trips. I love, love, love it. I was debating about bringing the Patagonia Nano Puff, which is a synthetic jacket instead of a down, but I just found that it didn't keep me as warm as this jacket. Also, fun fact, all of my gear right now is red or black, and I really do not like the color red, so I'm not sure how that happened, but it just did. So weird. For my gloves, I have the Arc'teryx Windstopper gloves, and then I also have Outdoor Research, I call them sleeping bag hands because they look like that, but they're basically just really puffy gloves that keep your hands super warm, so this will be nice to have. And lastly, I have the Z-Packs rain cover mittens. That's it for all my clothes. So moving on to more miscellaneous gear, I have a Kula cloth, which is a P-Reg designed by Anastasia Allison, who is one of the musical mountaineers, and I haven't actually used it yet, but it's a great product, super well designed. She spent a lot of time designing it, and this will just keep, you know, everything clean down there. You can snap it closed so that you don't get the pee side on your backpack. I guess I should just mention this here while I'm talking about bathroom things. I don't actually get my period. I have an IUD, which is a form of birth control, and so as a result of that, I have lost my period temporarily until I get it taken out, and so I'm not going to be carrying any menstrual products. But if I were, I would definitely recommend checking out the Diva cup. It's a menstrual cup, and so it's zero waste. You just pinch it out when it's full and then empty it like you would in your cat hole, and that's basically all you have to do. Then you just clean it and put it back in when you need to. But yeah, for my headlamp, I have the Pelican headlamp. Yeah, I had a black diamond headlamp, but it recently broke when I went to Thailand, so now I found this Pelican headlamp in my house. I don't know that much about it, but it's pretty nice. It has a bunch of features. Another luxury item, I have my handy dandy butt pad by Thermarest. It weighs virtually nothing, a couple ounces, and so I'm gonna bring it along with me so that I can have a little extra cushion in for my booty when I want to sit down and I don't have to sit on wet or, you know, super dusty surfaces all the time. For my hiking poles, I have the Black Diamond Ultra Distance. I think they're carbon fiber hiking poles. They fold up like this, and then you just put them together when you want to use it. They're super lightweight. I've been using them for years now. Absolutely love them. Haven't had any issues with them yet. And hiking poles are always a good thing to have. Give you a little more balance and give your legs a little bit more of a rest. On to cooking gear. So for my stove, I have the MSR Pocket Rocket 2. I just got this for this trip, but I've tested it out a couple times at home, and I absolutely love it so far. It's super lightweight and works super well. It has 3 little prongs, so it's pretty stable when you put your pot on it. And yeah, I'll be getting a fuel canister when I fly down to San Diego. For my cookware system, I have the Sea to Summit Titanium Spork, just a lightweight spork. And then for my cooking pots, I originally had the Snow Peak Titanium 700, but my friend Lena told me about her Sea to Summit pot, which is this one. Showed it to me today, and I love it. She brought it to Patagonia with her and highly recommended it, and it's also collapsible. So you just pop it down, and then it has a lid which you can use to strain things. It has a little spout right there, so it's much easier to pour. And so I liked it more than my pot. It just weighs a few ounces more. For my water filtration system, obviously I have a stove, so that'll be a backup, but my primary source for filtering water will be the Sawyer Squeeze. Love this thing. It's the most popular water filter you'll see out on trail. And with that, I'll be buying about 3 smart water bottles when I'm down in Campo again, so I'll have those. And this just screws onto that so you can drink right from it. I'll also be bringing a 1.5 liter bladder pouch just so I can have a little extra water, especially in the desert sections. For toiletries, I have a bamboo toothbrush, which is super lightweight and very sustainable, so I highly recommend that, and a little thing of Dr. Bronner's toothpaste. I also have a bottle of sunscreen and Tiger Balm. My friend Evan Marie showed me or introduced me to Tiger Balm, and I fell in love with it. It's a good way to help sore muscles, and it smells really nice. It's basically like an icy hot sensation. So I'll be bringing that with me, even though it's a little extra weight because it's in a glass container, but worth it. My med kit, I have an ACE-Wrap, Neosporin, bandages, Advil, Benadryl, anti-diarrheal, and some harder drugs in there too, just in case anyone breaks a bone. I know when I broke My arm, I didn't have any painkillers, and I really wish I did. I took one Tylenol that expired in 2001, so I learned my lesson from that and will be bringing painkillers. I do wear contacts, and so I'm bringing an extra pair of contacts with me, as well as saline solution and a contact case as well. I'll be bringing my glasses and my sunglasses, which I can manage to fit both in this container. It's just a sport glasses container, so it's pretty lightweight. I have my Bose headphones to listen to music with. This will be my wallet on trail. It has all of my permits for the PCT, as well as my money, my debit card, and my ID. I'm not going to be carrying my passport for the whole trail because I live in Seattle. So when I get to Snoqualmie Pass, my parents are just going to bring me food as well as my passport. Then I have wet wipes. I know it's a luxury, but I like to wash my face at least every night, and so I'll be using one of these. To do that, I also included a thing of wet wipes in every resupply box that I'm sending to myself, so I'll have that. Another luxury item, I am bringing a pillow. This is the Cocoon Ultralight Air Core hood pillow. Yeah, it just helps me sleep better, and I really love it. And last but not least, electronics. I have my Garmin InReach. It's a two-way texting system, so my parents or whoever can text me and I can respond to them. It also has an SOS button, and so it just gives me and my parents a little more peace of mind. If anything should happen, I'll have this for emergencies. I have my phone, of course, which I can't show you because I'm recording on it, but I have the iPhone 10, which I'll be using as a camera as well, and to record all of my blogs and edit my videos. And to charge that, I have the Anker PowerCore 20,100. It's basically a big brick, weighs about 1 pound, but it charges my phone 7 times over, so that will be great to have. I also don't have it right now, but I just ordered the fast charge adapter, so that will make charging the PowerCore in town go from 10 hours to about 5 hours, which would be super nice because that means I don't have to hang out in town for extended amounts of time. And lastly, I have a bag of all of my cords, iPhone charger, sat phone charger, and the Anker PowerCore charger. And with that, I believe that's all of my gear. Of course, I'm gonna have my food and my water, but this is all right now. Yeah, and I'll just show you what it all looks like sprawled out on the floor. Well, that concludes my video. Thank you so much for watching and supporting me on this journey. It really means a lot to me. And I hope you liked this video. Again, this gear is what works best for me. I leave in exactly a week and 1 day, so my nerves and anxiety and excitement is kind of going crazy right now. So many thoughts. Anyways, I will see you shortly in another video, but thank you again so much for watching, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day.